Good morning. How are you today? Well, actually, I don't know if it's morning or night, depending on when you're watching this, but I am so glad that you are here. And I have another story for you. And this is one of my favorite books. I love the pictures. Look at this. Jonah and the whale. I know, it's so pretty. Look at these cool pictures. Isn't that silly? There's a blue goat. My kids laugh at that every time. All right, I'm going to try and read this story to you this morning. This is a big book, so we'll see how it goes. In a faraway city called Nineveh, the king and his people were doing bad things, and God was not happy. God told a man named Jonah to travel to Nineveh. Give the people there a message, God said. Tell them that they must learn to be good, or I will destroy the city. Jonah did not want to go to Nineveh. He thought the people there should be punished if they were bad. Jonah thought the people of Nineveh should be punished if they were choosing and doing bad things. He forgot about them and fell into a deep sleep on a ship. As the ship sailed across the ocean, God whipped up a mighty storm. Huge waves crashed onto the deck. Fierce gusts of wind rocked the ship. The sailors were terrified. It was the worst storm they'd ever seen. As for Jonah, he just kept right on sleeping. The sailors rushed to Jonah and shook him awake. "How can you sleep through this awful storm? What if the ship sinks?" they said. Jonah knew that he had disobeyed God, and the storm was his punishment. He had to save the ship and everyone on board. "The storm will stop you if you throw me overboard," Jonah said to the sailors. Oh, my goodness. The storm grew even worse. The wind and the waves nearly blew the ship right over. The sailors didn't want to throw Jonah overboard, but he told them that that was the only way to stop the storm. "Please forgive us, God," they cried as they threw Jonah into the ocean. Immediately the storm died down and the water became calm, and the ship sailed on. Poor Jonah started to sink to the bottom of the ocean. He didn't know how to swim. "This is my punishment for not listening to God," he thought as he sank lower and lower. And then suddenly, whoa! An enormous whale came along, and Jonah was sucked into its huge open mouth. The whale swallowed Jonah in one mighty gulp. Jonah ended up inside the whale. "I haven't drowned," he said in surprise. He knelt down and prayed, "Thank you for saving me, God. Please forgive me for not listening and disobeying." For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah was trapped inside the whale. He began to think he would live there for the rest of his life. Jonah promised God that if he was given another chance, he would do the right thing and go to Nineveh. Then all of a sudden, the great whale swam to the shore and spat Jonah out. Jonah knelt on the beach and breathed in the fresh air. How glad he was to be alive. "I'll give you another chance, Jonah," said God. "Please tell the people of Nineveh that they must learn to be good, or I will have to destroy the city." This time, Jonah obeyed God, and he made the long journey to Nineveh. Jonah told the king and all the people that they must learn to be good, or God would destroy Nineveh. Were they listening? Jonah wasn't sure. Hooray! The people of Nineveh did listen to Jonah. They asked for forgiveness from God and promised to lead better lives. They began to share and care for each other and help one another. Even the king shared his riches and worked hard to make the people of Nineveh happy. God was delighted and forgave them all. "Why did you forgive the people of Nineveh instead of punishing them?" Jonah asked. "They've learned to be good now," answered God. "They needed another chance." Now Jonah understood the meaning of forgiveness. Oh, that's a good lesson to remember, boys and girls. I hope you always remember to listen to Jesus. Sometimes it's a very quiet voice, but most of the time it's great to make good choices, and that's usually God talking to you. So be sure to listen to Jesus each and every day. Thank you.